Welcome back. Today's topic is double and single option power pools. In the last video lecture, we have discussed about the activities of independent system operator in a pool market. We have listed all the activities on a time scale, which have been classified into real time, before real time, and after real time. And we have listed all the activities in three categories. Now, in this video lecture, we will discuss about what single option pool and double option pool are meant to be. I hope that by the end of this lecture, you will be able to describe the different generation scheduling practices which are practiced in different electricity markets across the globe. And I hope that at the end of this lecture, you will be able to compare single and double option power pools. We'll start with the market settlements. In the last video lecture, as already been mentioned, that in a pool market, ISO is responsible for market settlements, isn't it? So what is actually market settlements? It is about collecting the price from the buyers and settling them for the participants who have provided you generation and other services. The Gencos have provided you power, the ancillary services provider have provided you ancillary services, and the people who have provided transmission lines. So for all these guys, you are supposed to pay the power, and it is a responsibility of ISO to complete the market settlements. Now we will have a quick look about what actually market settlements are and what are the different types of market settlements and which one is practiced in electricity markets. There are two types of market settlements which have been proposed by the market operator so long back. One is the maximization of social welfare. The second one is minimization of consumer payment. So you do have two types. The first objective effectively minimizes the total cost due to the assumption that the generation bits correspond to their actual costs. So we do assume that whatever the Gencos are bidding, they are very close to their actual costs of generation. So we are in an intention that we will be minimizing the total cost of bidding and the price of units. Whereas a later objective, which is nothing but your minimization of consumer payment. The major motto of this minimization of consumer payment is to minimize the market clearing price such that the consumers will be having less amount, they will be paying less amounts for the energy. So which approach you want to follow? Whether you want to follow the total minimization of total cost, or whether you want to minimize the MCP, it is your choice as a market operator. But both approaches arrive at the same market conditions. Whether you are trying to minimize the total cost of generation or whether trying to minimize the market clearing price, both do have the same impact, that you are ultimately trying to reduce the price which the buyers will be paying. So our first concept in this was maximization of social welfare, which is widely employed across different electricity markets. That's maximization of a social welfare objective function to obtain the optimum dispatch schedules. It has been a common practice in most centralized power pools, this concept of social welfare maximizing. So there are two causes which arise in this class of maximizing the social welfare. The first thing is, as already you know, the market operator, who in turn basically is an ISO, he receives both supply and demand bids, and the system price is, you know, that it is obtained by matching the highest priced sell bid to the lowest priced buy bid, which means you will be drawing a selling curve and you will be drawing a demand curve, and the highest priced selling bid, this is selling curve, right? This is buying curve. Highest priced selling bid which matches with the lowest priced buy bids. This is nothing but your MCP. Another case where there is another type which we have already seen, where only supply bids will be received and the system price is obtained by finding the highest priced bid which intersects the system forecast. This is the demand forecast. So these two are the cases which you will be encountering in market settlements and determining the MCP. This type of markets are called as double auction pools, whereas this type are called as single auction pools. The first one, double auction pools, are found in New Zealand, California, Nord Pool markets, which we have already seen, whereas the single auction pools are typically of the UK pool markets. Now we will start with the double auction power pool. As you know, in the double auction power pool, you'll be having two bids. One is supply bids and the other one is two types of bids, supply bids and the demand bids. And the supply bids are stacked in increasing order, whereas this is demand curve and this is supply curve. So system price is obtained by stacking the supply bids in increasing order and demand bids in decreasing order of the prices. The system price and the amount of energy cleared for trading is obtained from the crossing point. This is the crossing point, right? This is MCP, market clearing price, and this is market clearing volume. So this type of options are called as double options. And the shaded area in this figure, which I will show you in the next slide, it denotes a social welfare for market-based operation that the market operator always seeks to maximize. So this is the demand curve, isn't it? Or the buying curve, whereas this is the supply curve. It is the prices which your generators are offering. It is the prices which the purchasers are ready for purchasing of power. And the intersection of these two will be your market clearing price. This is market clearing price and this is your market clearing volume. So your target in this concept of double auction power pool is, let us define the social welfare function as J, and you are supposed to maximize the social welfare function J. So assume that there are n supply bids with bid prices of BPS from participating GENCOs, with each one supplying P megawatts of power. Okay, so let us suppose there is a GENCO which, this is P, right? This is P. Yeah. Let there be M demand bids from customers with bid prices PPP, and PD is the power demand of each customer. So how to define the social welfare function is that, first of all, we will see what are the demand bids. See, there are number of players, M players are there. Each player is putting up a demand of PD, and this is the base price. So what I will do is nothing but PD into BPP. Let us suppose if there are n players, I'll take it as sigma I is equal to 1 to A. This is the total buying price, right? Minus, what is the, what I will do, this is the power generation and this is the bits by power supplies, BPS, where I, so the difference between these two is nothing but here J, which is nothing but by my social welfare function. This is the way how they define. So the first term denotes the total benefit or utility to the customers. The second term denotes the total cost to the GENCOs. This I will show you. See, this is my J. So this is the amount which my buyers are getting benefited, even though they are ready to pay this one, but their final price is this one. So this is what the buyers will get benefited, and this is what the sellers will get benefited. And your target is to maximize this value so that everybody gets benefited. That is the concept of double auction power pool. Whereas in a single auction power pool, we do have only GENCO submitting the bids, and then they are stacked in increasing order, just like this. This is supply curve, and you will be having a forecasted demand. This is forecasted demand curve, and the intersection of these forecasted demand curve and the supply curve will be MCP. And this is the forecasted demand. So the highest bid to intersect with the system demand forecast determines the market price. So this arrangement is found in the UK, wherein the load forecast for every half hour determines how much quantity of supply bits have to be cleared by the pool. If you see in this one, there is only, this is what the GENCOs will be getting benefited. There is no question of any buyouts here because it was a forecasted demand. So in this case, J, see, this is J. Okay. So the market operator seeks to minimize the system cost now. What his target will be trying to minimize the system cost, which is effectively the market clearing price in this case. So this is what the generators have offered, and this is the market clearing price, and this is the load forecast. So this is the social welfare function. So here normally in earlier case what we have done, this is what minus this was our earlier case, right? But now this term is not available because there are no buyers. Now what is the term now? Right. So this is my, so this minus, if I go here, what is my target is now? Minimize J. So this is my equation. Okay. So I hope now you have understood what is social welfare function and what is the target of a market operator. So in pool structure, ISO is responsible for market settlement, including scheduling, dispatch, etc., transmission system management, including transmission pricing and security aspects. And in the last video lecture, we have tried to classify the activities of ISO on a time scale, starting from 1 day ahead, actual, and to real-time operation. And the bids submitted by GENCOs can include different levels of information on their operations. This is also what we have discussed earlier. And there is one concept called as social welfare objective function, which the market operator always looks at. So his target is to maximize it to obtain the optimum dispatch schedules. If supply and demand bits are invited, it is called as a double auction power pool. If only supply bits are invited, it is called as single auction power pool. I hope that now you have understood what are the different generation scheduling practices. And I hope that now you have understood what is the concept of double auction and single auction power pool. And these are the lecture level questions. How are market settlements carried out? Define social welfare function and compare the operation of double and single auction power pools and give your idea of which is applicable to developing countries like India. And this is the reference textbook which you are supposed to look at. Thank you.